In this episode, we are looking at the vengeful and heartlessness hardwires. We will also discuss the pattern to darkness. Imagine for a moment living the life of a have-not, living off the mere scraps of those above you to build a shelter against the rain, which washes away your dignity.
Some little children are raised in these very bad socioeconomic circumstances and they can't help who their parents are. And all they see is some people are haves and others are have-nots. And if they are not educated properly to understand this, there could be an instigator or a bad attitude person who can say to them, it's because they took our things. It's because those humans that have, are the ones that put us into this mess. And they could believe that lie, and then they develop instantaneously a vengeful hardwire. And that is the hardwire I want to discuss now, the vengeful hardwire, where people believe that somebody did something bad to them. And sometimes it's not the truth, and sometimes it is. If you've been abused, you will have a vengeful hardwire because you have been, your dignity and your soul has been ripped off you, and you carry that deep revenge and grudge against human beings. The problem with this is that even if it's true, it doesn't help you, because the vengeful hardwire, the secondary hardwire, vengeful hardwire, is a cancer. It destroys your brain. So there's a Chinese proverb that says, if you have revenge and vengefulness in your heart, you must dig 2 graves, one for yourself and one for the person that you have this grudge against, because it will be a lose-lose. You can never win with the feeling of revenge. You will eventually destruct yourself. And how do you destruct yourself? You destruct yourself by developing this cancer in your soul. You know, it's like you have a pet. You love that pet so much, and then the pet dies, and you then don't want to bury it. You don't want to let go of it. So now you put that dead rabbit in a plastic bag and you carry it with you, and slowly but surely it starts stinking, and you just don't let go of it. And people shy away and they don't want to come close to you anymore, not really knowing what's going on. And what it is, it's that personality of yours is going down and destructing, and you start developing more and more hardwires. So you have to let go of revenge. What hardwires are created due to revenge? Bad attitude, heartlessness, narcissism, or wolf in sheep's clothing. They are all due to that. And then the next one, addiction, a tertiary hardwire, because you need to cope with that bad feelings inside of you. So you're very likely to develop an addiction. And then from addictions, mental matters, anxieties and depressions. Then also old-mindedness. And old-mindedness is where your adrenaline becomes too much in your blood due to the stresses and the anxieties that you're carrying and the feelings, and that actually gets the better of you, and it causes the health problems that causes your death.
Lesotho's music industry is dominated by a music genre referred to as funk, and with it emerged 2 rivalry groups which had a noble cause when they first started, but later on this turned into a rivalry which claimed the lives of almost 100 artists in 2 years. And the matters are ongoing, as this has spiraled to members retaliating for the deaths of their colleagues. And this has created a very dark pattern of vengeance. The government has tried everything to curb this, and even went as far as banning the music to be played in radio stations and every other platform that there is. But still, the murders are continuing, and it seems like it's a very dark pattern that just continues to escalate year by year.
Vengefulness puts the mind into bondage. It will drag you down the path to darkness and eventually lead you to a place of heartlessness.
I'm in the beautiful Eastern Free State at Clarence, Golden Gate, and then I found this quaint cemetery, and it made me think of the pattern to darkness. Do you know what is the pattern to darkness? Did anybody tell you that our lives default and slip a slide down and we regress into death, into spiritual death? We are alive, we carry on and we work, but we're actually dead inside. We never get to our purpose. We never get to our optimum human. So let me show you what's the steps and the pattern to darkness. Firstly, it starts with unconducive parenting. When parents don't create an environment where children feel safe, where they feel they can, where they feel I'm okay, that's where the child starts going into lack of trust. And now when you lack trust, then your fear goes higher and you go deeper into self-preservation. When you go deeper into self-preservation, then you become more egotistic and egocentric. When you become more egocentric, then it's all just about me, myself, and I, and you become a consumer and not a creator, and not a contributor to the world. And now you just see what you can get out of the world. And then you start stepping over humans, and you start losing your morals. Doesn't matter what you do, how often you go to church, you lose your morals. You start subtly deceiving people. You lie to get what you want. You manipulate people. You maybe take things, become corrupt, so that you can get out of life what you can get out of life. And that last step is then where you become heartless. You lose your morals and you actually die a spiritual death of heartlessness. Heartlessness, having no heart, having no spirit, feeling nothing for human beings. Where does that come from? From unconducive parenting and very, very deep abuse that caused the person to become very vengeful and develop a narcissistic trait to say, I will step on humans now in the future and I will take all the pain that I had. I will take it out on other human beings. Doesn't matter who they are. I don't care. I have no more morals and I'm just going to live my life and get rich and step over everybody. That is what heartlessness is all about. So you end up losing your heart. You lose your heart for yourself, you lose your heart for others, and you lose your heart for God. You lose your spirit, which is also your faith and your belief. You have no more belief in human beings. You have no more belief in God. You hate it, and you become a psychopath.
It's up to us to bring the truth and shine a light into the darkness.